In a world where every second demands a reaction, where every opinion feels urgent and every provocation feels personal, something quiet has been forgotten. Most people speak because they feel pressure to respond. They speak to protect their ego, to prove a point, to defend their worth, or to win a moment that does not even matter a day later. But the Stoics saw through this noise. They understood a truth most people never discover. Your silence is often the sharpest form of power you will ever hold. The moment you feel the urge to lash out, the moment your pride rises, the moment you feel pulled into someone else's chaos, you are standing at a crossroads. One road leads to reaction, the other leads to mastery. And the choice you make in that moment often defines the quality of your life. The truth is simple. Your tongue can betray you. Your emotions can mislead you. Your impulses can sabotage you. But your silence can protect you. Today we will explore 8 moments where silence is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is discipline. It is strength. It does not need to be loud. These are moments where saying nothing is the clearest expression of self-respect, emotional intelligence, and inner dominance. By the end of this video, you will understand why the quietest person in the room often holds the deepest power. Take a breath. Slow your mind. And choose one affirmation before we begin. I choose silence over chaos. Welcome back to Stoic Power Lab, your daily dose of timeless Stoic wisdom. Anger is one of the most deceptive emotions. It makes you feel powerful when you are actually at your weakest. It demands instant expression. It grabs your tongue before you even realize what is happening. And once anger takes control, your words stop being yours. They become the voice of your fear, your insecurity, or your wounded pride. Most people explode. They send the message they regret. They speak the sentence they can never fully take back. They let the fire inside them burn everything around them. And later they look at the ashes and wonder why things fell apart. But the Stoics understood that anger is not a sign of strength. It is a sign of vulnerability. Anyone can be controlled by anger. Anyone can be provoked into saying something foolish. Anyone can fall into the trap of reacting without thinking. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the best answer to anger is silence. Not because silence solves the problem instantly, but because silence keeps you from making the problem worse. When you choose silence in a moment of anger, something powerful happens. You interrupt the emotional momentum that was about to take over your entire day. You protect your reputation. You protect your relationships. You protect the image you will later have to face in the mirror. Imagine being in an argument where every word feels like fuel on a fire. Your heart is pounding. Your voice is rising. Your mind is narrowing. In that moment, you feel like speaking will help. But the truth is simple. Every word you say is a word your anger speaks for you. Silence is not retreat. Silence is restraint. Silence is self-mastery. It gives you time to breathe, time to think, time to reclaim your clarity before you choose your next move. The strongest person in the room is never the one shouting. It is the one who can look anger in the eye and refuse to let it speak for them. Some people do not want understanding. They want control. They want to see you react. They want to pull you into a fight. You did not choose. They poke, they jab. They say something designed to irritate you, embarrass you, or destabilize you. The moment you react, they win. Not because they defeated you, but because they were able to control your emotional state. Provokers thrive on attention. They feed on your frustration. They grow stronger when you lose your composure. Stoicism teaches that the easiest person to manipulate is the one who cannot control their reactions. And the hardest person to manipulate is the one who knows how to remain calm and silent in the face of a challenge. Imagine a coworker throwing a subtle insult just sharp enough to get under your skin. They pause. They wait. They watch. They want to see the irritation rise in your eyes. They want the explosion. Or imagine a family member pushing the same sensitive button again and again, hoping you will break, because that gives them the advantage. Now imagine this instead. You hear the remark. You feel the emotion rise, but you stay silent. You look them in the eye with calmness. They cannot interpret or defeat. Your silence becomes the unexpected move. The script they relied on collapses instantly. You deny them what they came for. Their power dissolves into awkward emptiness. This is psychological self-defense. It is not avoidance. Silence does not mean they won. Silence means you refuse to play a game designed to make you lose. It means you protect your emotional energy from being stolen. It means you choose not to participate in drama that only exists to drain you. A person who cannot be provoked is a person who cannot be controlled. Your silence is not a shield. It is a statement of freedom. There are conversations where logic does not matter. There are people who listen not to understand, but to reload. They interrupt. They twist your words. They spit back your sentences in distorted form. They act like they are having a discussion. But the truth is clear. They are battling for ego, not clarity. And in these moments, silence becomes the only intelligent choice. Trying to reason with someone whose mind is closed is like trying to explain color to someone who refuses to open their eyes. No matter how calm your tone is, they will interpret it as cold. If you raise your voice, they will say you are emotional. If you provide evidence, they will claim it is manipulated. Every move you make becomes ammunition for them to use against you. Marcus Aurelius warned against arguing with people who are more interested in victory than truth. Stoicism teaches that the more you engage with someone determined to misunderstand you, the deeper you sink into a battle you cannot win. Imagine explaining your perspective only to have every sentence turned against you. Imagine offering clarity only to be told you are hiding something. Imagine showing honesty only to be accused of deception. This is not a conversation. It is a trap built from ego. And ego always needs a winner and a loser. Silence breaks the game. When you say nothing, the argument loses momentum. The person arguing is forced to face their own aggression. Without your participation, their words echo back onto themselves. The truth becomes visible. Their behavior becomes the only thing in the spotlight. Silence is not surrender, it is selection. It shows that your peace is worth more than their drama. You are stepping out of an arena that was never meant for growth. You choose dignity over noise. And later, when the moment is calm and minds are open, you can speak again, if the situation truly deserves your voice. There are situations in life where explaining yourself makes everything worse. The more you defend, the guiltier you look. The more you clarify, the more suspicious they become. The more you talk, the less you are heard. In these moments, silence becomes an act of confidence. It is a signal that truth does not need your panic to stand upright. Rumors spread fast because they require no evidence. Misunderstandings grow quickly because they are fueled by emotion, not logic. And if you try to chase down every story, every lie, every whisper, you will exhaust yourself fighting battles that time would have resolved on its own. The Stoics taught that truth is patient. Seneca reminded us that falsehood collapses under the weight of its own inconsistencies. Marcus Aurelius said that your character is your strongest defense. Epictetus taught that your reputation is shaped less by what you say and more by what you consistently do. Imagine someone twisting your intentions at work. A rumor starts. People look at you with uncertainty. Your first instinct is to speak loudly, defend yourself, explain everything. But the people who truly matter often already know the truth, or will see it soon. Those who believe lies without question are not the people whose approval you should value. Silence here is not avoidance. It is faith. It is the calm belief that the truth will rise without your desperation. When you remain silent, you give the drama no oxygen. You give rumors, nothing new to feed on. Over time, patterns reveal themselves. Behaviors show their true shape. And truth is uncovered without you needing to shout. And the most surprising part is this. People respect those who do not rush to defend themselves. They interpret silence as stability and internal certainty. Truth needs no performance, and lies need constant energy to survive. When you stay silent, you communicate one thing clearly. I trust time more than gossip. Some insults are loud. Others arrive quietly, wrapped in politeness, disguised as jokes, coated in sarcasm. These subtle attacks are designed to make you react, so the aggressor can pretend innocence. If you get angry, they say you are too sensitive. If you defend yourself, they act surprised. Passive aggression is a trap built to make you lose twice. Most people react immediately. They snap back, they argue, they try to expose the insult. But the Stoic response is different. Silence becomes the shield that the aggressor cannot penetrate. When you refuse to react, you deny them what they want the most, your emotional response. Imagine someone saying with a smile something like, "It must be nice to finally work hard for once," or, "I guess we cannot all be responsible." These comments are engineered to provoke you. The average person fired back with equal sarcasm. But a Stoic simply looks at the person with calm eyes, steady breath, and absolute emotional neutrality. Your silence communicates a powerful message. You do not control my emotions. Your opinion does not define my worth, and your attempt to provoke me has failed. The aggressor is left in discomfort. Their script is ruined. Their power dissolves. Silence also gives you time to understand what is really happening. Are they projecting their insecurities? Are they trying to compete with you? Are they uncomfortable with your growth? Are they trying to create tension to feel important? Later, when emotions are gone, you can respond intentionally. Maybe you set a boundary. Maybe you distance yourself. Or maybe you ignore the person entirely. But in the moment, the best thing you can do is nothing. No reaction, no drama, no surrender of your inner peace. Not every attack deserves a counterattack. Some only deserve silence. There are moments where someone is drowning in emotion, anger, fear, hurt, anxiety, overwhelm. In these states, the mind is closed. Logic cannot land. Explanations cannot reach them. And anything you say becomes distorted by the intensity of their feelings. Trying to reason with someone in this state will only escalate the storm. Imagine someone you care about spiraling into anger. Their breathing is fast. Their voice is shaking. They are venting without pausing. Or imagine a coworker so frustrated that every word you say feels like fuel on a fire. Or a friend who is crying and not ready for advice. In these moments, silence is not avoidance. It is compassion. It is wisdom. It is the understanding that emotional storms cannot be stopped with logic. They can only calm down on their own. Stoicism teaches that timing is just as important as truth. If someone is overwhelmed, the most powerful thing you can offer is your presence, not your words. When you stay silent, you create space. You remove pressure. You allow the emotional wave to pass without resistance. The conversation does not escalate because there is nothing pushing back. Think about how many arguments could be prevented if one person simply chose silence until emotions settled. Words spoken during emotional storms become weapons, not bridges. They leave wounds instead of solutions. Your silence is a soft shelter. It says, I am here, but I will not fight you. I am present, but I will not inflame the moment. I am calm, and this calmness will eventually reach you. And when the storm finally breaks, when the breathing slows, when the eyes soften, that is when your voice can make a difference. Silence protects both of you from unnecessary damage. It is patience. It is intelligence. It is emotional mastery. One of the most frustrating experiences is being misunderstood. But there is something even worse. Being misunderstood by someone who has already decided what to believe. No matter what you say, they reshape it. No matter how clearly you speak, they twist it. They are not listening to understand. They are listening to confirm their narrative. Explaining yourself to such a person is not communication. It is self-sabotage. Each clarification becomes more material for them to manipulate. Every sentence becomes another angle to twist. The harder you try to prove your truth, the deeper you fall into their trap. Stoicism teaches that you should never waste your breath explaining yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding you. Some people do not want clarity. They want control. They want to be right. They want to protect their ego. Imagine explaining your intentions to someone who interrupts you repeatedly, or trying to share your perspective with someone who only listens to half a sentence, or being judged by someone who thinks they already know your motives better than you do. There is no winning in this situation. Their mind is not open. Silence becomes self-protection. When you stop explaining, you stop providing material to distort. When you stop defending, you stop participating in their narrative. Your silence communicates a clear message. My truth is not for you to edit. My character is not something I will debate, and your misunderstanding is not my responsibility. Later, if the person becomes open-minded, you can clarify if it truly matters. But in the heat of a biased conversation, silence protects your dignity and emotional balance. The people meant to understand you will understand through your actions, not through your speeches, and those determined to misunderstand you will do so no matter what you say. Silence is not surrender. Silence is choosing peace over a battle rigged against you. There comes a time when speaking does not help, when explaining becomes pointless, when you realize that no combination of words will fix a situation that is slowly draining your spirit. In these moments, walking away is not abandonment. It is wisdom. It is self-respect. It is emotional maturity. Most people stay in conversations long after they have become toxic. They stay in relationships that repeatedly hurt them. They stay in arguments that loop endlessly without resolution. They stay because leaving feels harsh. They stay because silence feels cold. They stay because walking away feels like giving up. But Stoicism teaches that withdrawal at the right moment is not weakness. It is strength. When someone refuses to listen, speaking louder will not help. When someone twists your intentions, explaining harder will not fix it. When someone benefits from chaos, confronting them will only feed their power. Walking away ends the cycle instantly. It sends a message without needing a single word. I am not here to play this game. I value my peace more than your drama. I choose clarity over chaos. When you walk away, you reclaim your energy. You protect your inner citadel, the fortress of your mind. You teach others how you expect to be treated. You remind yourself that life is too short to waste on people who make you smaller. Walking away can be physical. It can be emotional. It can be mental. It can mean lowering expectations. It can mean no longer explaining. It can mean stepping back without anger or resentment. And something powerful happens when you take this step. Your absence reveals more truth than your presence ever could. Some people only appreciate you when you pull your energy back. Some only see their own behavior clearly when you stop being available. Walking away is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of a healthier one. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is strategy. It is the expression of emotional intelligence at its highest level. Across these 8 moments, one truth keeps repeating. You gain power the moment you stop giving your reactions away. Stoicism teaches that you cannot control people. You cannot control events. You cannot control the chaos around you, but you can always control the space between stimulus and response. And in that space lives your strength. When you stay silent in anger, you protect your dignity. When you stay silent with manipulators, you protect your boundaries. When you stay silent in conflict, you protect your peace. When you walk away, you protect your entire life. Silence does not mean running away. Silence means rising above. It means choosing clarity instead of chaos. It means choosing maturity instead of impulse. It means choosing self-respect instead of approval. If the message in this video spoke to you, choose one area of your life this week where you will practice intentional silence. Maybe it is during conflict. Maybe it is when you feel provoked. Maybe it is when your emotions rise. Maybe it is when you face someone who refuses to understand you. Remember this. The quieter your mind becomes, the louder your power grows. If this video helped you, let it echo. Like, share, subscribe. Stoic Power Lab for more insights, and keep building your inner power.